I'm still riding the mental health roller coaster at the moment. The cosplay opportunity I mentioned went very well. I was very impressed with the results. I got a lot of the interesting attention that I was anticipating. It really was quite fascinating to observe the behavior of women and how it changes, and also how women are perfectly comfortable crossing social lines that men are not. Things like the women there, especially the middle-aged women, not so much the younger ones, but the middle-aged women in particular, were perfectly comfortable asking me to take a photo with them and posing not quite provocatively but enthusiastically with me. Whereas the most I got from any of the men was a high five or a fist bump saying, "Oh, good costume, man, that's awesome." And this is, it's not exactly groundbreaking research, but it was very interesting to see it from the other side. I'd observed it before, but never to this extent. It was, of course, very gratifying for the ego. But then there was an incident 2 days later, which put a stick in that works. Ex-wife. There was an incident of contact. So, since the marriage was officially dissolved, there's been no real contact at all between us, which is for the best, and long may that continue. But I received a notification via Skype, which said that she was adding me as a friend on her Skype contact list. Turned out that it was just a spam bot. Probably. It's, as spam bots go, its behavior was a bit odd, but I see no reason to conclude that it was anything other than that. But what it did do was it opened up a wound, because I suddenly found myself in the situation of having to decide whether or not I should accept the friend request. My initial reaction was no, block, which I didn't do. I just let it sit there for several hours while I thought about it. I didn't indulge that initial response, and I decided over the course of the next few hours that my curiosity outweighed that emotional revulsion, and I eventually accepted it. And that was when I discovered that it was a spam bot, and not actually her, at least in all likelihood. But the fact that it opened that wound, it hasn't sealed over again. It's I've been having a hard time dealing with that, because I was forced to evaluate the question of having her in my life again, which is a very troublesome thought, not something that I enjoy, not something I eagerly anticipate. My thinking was that knowing her, the only reason she would send me a friend request on anything, Skype of all things, was if it was either if it was really important, some kind of matter of life or death, or if she had simply forgotten what she had done to me, and it was trying to reconnect somehow. The latter seems pretty unlikely, so I thought it might be the former, and that got me thinking, if this is some kind of dire situation, how should my response to that be? What should it look like? How should I feel about that? And that it opened emotional floodgates, which I've been working since then to try and seal up again. So that's been my emotional state the last week. Work has also been fairly stressful in that time, so it hasn't been the only thing weighing on me. But what this means is that the emotional band-aid that I was hoping the cosplay situation would be propping up my ego, propping up my self-esteem. Didn't last very long, unfortunately. And I still, a week later, find myself scrolling through Facebook looking for +1s or likes or appreciative comments, in the hopes that will give me a little bit of hit of dopamine or whatever it is. I'm hoping that this will pass. I've resumed my my normal eating habits, so at least I don't have that stress on me. I'm still hitting the gym hard. That is not yielding the reward system results, the brain chemical rewards, the feel goods that it usually does, which indicates the onset of anhedonia, which is not a good sign from a depression point of view. This must be heading into a bad one. Good thing I have medical aid now, so if it comes to that, I can always get some intervention. That's that.